every good adventure needs to start with a good lunch. And if you've ever been to Fox's Smokehouse, which is right here in Boulder City, on your way to the lake, if you go,
on which way you come.
I knew that was coming. That's what I was gonna start to say, but she got me. Anyway, this isn't a food review. It's really not. But these are the best damn ribs I've had in Vegas in a while. St. Louis ribs, amazing. But we need to start talking about the lake. Two things. First of all, three things. Let's do that. The 50-50 mac and cheese is delightful. Rosie don't like it. She don't like beans. Every time I talk about how great the wings are here, somebody says, you got to try that Mac place. Well, it's funny that he was just talking about the guy that runs that place and him both meet here and have wings and talk about recipes together. So, these are the best damn wings in Boulder City,
Thank you.
Vegas. And I always say Vegas. Anyway, I can't even touch my camera. I got shit all over my hands. Well, we're getting ready to head out. If you haven't had Fox's Smokehouse, you need to come up here and check it out because it's my favorite barbecue place in Vegas. Lunch was fantastic, but we have work to do today. I'm looking at the video that we posted 2 weeks ago where they had already moved the marina out 80 feet, and they're supposed to move it out another 80 feet. I don't know if they've just moved the marina and the tires are still in the same spot, but to me, it doesn't really look like they've moved it a whole hell of a lot. Wow, we got bombarded. There's a lot of people. When Rosie and I pulled in here, there was nobody here. There was one older gentleman looking around, and now it just kind of got bombarded full of people. 111 degrees. Now, one of the things we're looking for right now is the World War II boat that I had found back in, was it 2022 when I found it? I think it was 2022 when I found it. That boat was used to survey in Black Canyon when they were picking the destination to build the Hoover Dam. The Boulder Dam back then, but now known as the Hoover Dam. Isn't that crazy?
I think it's pretty cool.
It is awesome. This is the Hoover Dam spillway. And believe it or not, in all of history, it's only been used twice. Once in 1941 to test the integrity of the spillway tunnels. And the second time was in 1983 when there was so much water from the snowfall and the Colorado that Lake Mead overflowed into the spillways, where it ran through these tunnels and down out through Black Canyon until September, from July to September. Since then, the water's never been that high. It was a really big to-do when the lake overflowed and these spillways were just flooded with water coming over the sides right here, to where Las Vegas tried to sell it to the nation as an attraction to bring tourism up. And there was a lot of people here, but most say that it was more locals than tourists when that happened. Funny thing about the structural test they did in 1941, when the lake was overflowing in 1983, the water was so violent it did cause damage inside the tunnels by the time it was done flooding out. There's an access panel right there, and that's a steel plate going all the way across that, so I wonder what's underneath there, because that right there is all concrete. Look how much water has gone for it to have had to come all the way up here to spill over the sides here. A little undermining over there, a little tunnel right there, probably got some wildlife living in there. And since I'm here, I might as well show you this. This is the pillbox. There used to be 4 of them. I don't know if you can see it really good in the camera. Right there, I'll move my finger so it's not blurry. That was to protect the dam. It was built in December 1941 after the Pearl Harbor attack to defend the dam against potential air attacks. Like I said, there were 4 of them. I don't know where the other 3 are because to my knowledge, they're gone. That's the only one left. You can actually go up there and walk up to it. Of course, the bathtub ring, the white line that runs around the canyon right there, where the lake level used to be when we were growing up here. And the towers right there are how the water gets into the dam, into the turbines to generate power. In 1983, when I was 13 years old, the water was up to the bottom of the walkway on those towers. You could literally jump over this side and just go swimming. Now you jump, it'd kill you. On October 9th, 1936, Hoover Dam sent its first surge of power to LA, where LA City Hall had a light on the roof that lit up as soon as the surge hit. LA actually had a parade where thousands of people came out, and I believe the main street or whatever street it was on was all lit up by the power sent by Hoover Dam. You used to be able to cross over this bridge. I mean, you still can, but now it's the parking areas. I believe 9/11 put an end to that, and that was when this bridge came into fruition, or the building of it, divert traffic around the dam, so no big trucks and commuters can go over the dam, only to come and visit and hang out. But how beautiful is that flag right there on our dam? That is awesome, absolutely awesome. They've built a lot of stuff out here since I was a kid. The visitor center, the little snack bar restaurant thing that they got going on in there. We used to just come and, I don't know, I want to say there was a building over here somewhere that we'd go into to do the dam tour. I don't even know if you can do the dam tour anymore. Now, originally, this was called Black Canyon, and they were calling it Boulder Canyon, and I think it went back to Black Canyon. I'll have to research to see if that's what it's still called now, or if they changed it since they were using boats to survey on where to put the dam in the first place. But right there, on this side, there's a building similar to that with those pipes like that, where the overflow water was shooting out. In the pictures that I've seen, it was all on this side over here. And yes, those are pipes, they're gigantic pipes. And after the water flooded through there was a lot of damage created by that. But think of what the damage would be if they hadn't ran it in pipes and just ran the water through the boreholes in the mountain. It would have totally eaten up the mountain, eroded it. That's awesome. But look, the water used to be right to the bottom of that when I was 13. Literally could jump off of that because that's less than 20 feet right there. I would say that's about 15 feet, that right there. Totally could have jumped off that head first, did a nice dive into the water. I dare you to dive now. You'll have a hell of a headache. And there's the spillway over there. And 111 degrees I'm walking around out here. It looks like our river boats out there giving tours. This is where it all began. Not exactly right here, but actually began with the finding of a body in a barrel. But then all the boats started showing up, and YouTubers were out here exploring. And I think, other than it being an actual crisis that we're running out of water, I think the boats, the bodies, I think that's what people wanted to see. I've said it a million times. People would rather watch a train wreck than flowers grow. Rosie pointed out that this sailboat right here is literally from 2024, or that's its last registration on there. I don't know if this is one they pulled up out of the water or somebody just parked it here or got abandoned out here or something. It's doesn't look like it's in that bad of a shape for a sailboat.
It's elbow. Poke your camera up there.
There's a lizard right there, about the size of a fingernail. Oh, there he goes. He ran into the bush over there. Lake Mead. Used to be all the way up here. If you look at the roof of the truck, follow the white line right there. The white line is way above us. Because of the angle I'm filming and how I'm standing lower than the truck, it kind of looks like the white line is almost even with the top of the truck. It is not. We should be completely underwater right now, according to the bathtub ring. Now we're going to be doing some Lake Mead videos where we actually get out on the water and we do a little bit more exploring out in the peninsulas and out up close to the water. Today I just kind of wanted to give you an update on what's happening out here. It seems that in the past month or so we've been dropping about a foot a week, maybe just a little tiny bit more. But in these last 2 weeks, we've dropped 3.1 feet. On May 30th, we were 1050.48, and today we're 1047.38. Not quite 14 days, I don't believe. I think tomorrow's 14 days. Or is it today? Hell, I don't know. But that's 3 feet in 2 weeks. That's a lot of water. Experts say 2 years before we're a dead pool. At that rate, we're looking at less than a year, maybe even sooner, because it seems to be almost doubling every couple of weeks the amount of water we're losing. Rosie's hiding in the truck. It's too hot out here for her. I stuck my tongue out her. She stuck her tongue out. It is warm out here. But I wanted to get out. I wanted to see what was going on as far as the lake levels. You can see right down in here, the green, and it goes into the dirt right there. This was all water 2 weeks ago, 2.5, 3 weeks ago. All water was at least back to here. So I would imagine next week or the week after, that little island out there, those two little islands, those are gonna be completely exposed, and the water will be either in the middle of that little island or off to that side of it. And that whole peninsula will be out. That's scary. I actually drove down on those two peninsulas over here, those two little coves, but there are so many families down there for the weekend. They're all just down there partying, having a good time, and that's awesome. There's trailers over here. They backed a boat down over there. They made their own little boat launch. How old do you think that Coors can is? Looks like it's made out of tin. And it's tiny, it's little. Like, it's smaller than my vape. The hell, man? We'll be doing a lot more in the future. It's kind of hard with Lake Mead videos. Even if I go out on the water, the visuals are going to be the same. It's always going to be me saying, this is how much water's gone, this is what's going on. I try to go out and show you different areas, what things look like at the lake. Are people still out here having a good time and still using it? Yes, they are. It is a national recreation area, after all. And there are a few boats out there. We almost had a boat. We were going to get a boat, but I kind of backed away from that because it's just one more thing that's just an unneeded expense at this point. But that's our Lake Mead update for today. I'll be back out here again in a couple weeks. We'll be on the water very soon. We had a lot of plans that were kind of set in motion to be on the water already, but things happen. That's life. And we just move on from there until we can get to do the things that we want to do. And now I'm just rambling. It's just a little disconcerting when I look at what's going on at our lake. So anyway, I hope you guys liked the video. I'll keep updating. I'll keep letting you know what's going on. Some will be longer, some will be short, some will be just, hey, here's the water. No, I'm just kidding. But I'll see you on the next one. Everybody have a great week.
Guess I gotta go find me a husband.
Oh, that was dirty, and you know it.